This is important. Tonight we usher in, I believe, a new chapter for Lakewood. This city that began nearly 30 years ago is more than a city now. It's a community full of history and heart and hope. This is where military families come to belong, where students thrive in diverse schools, and people from all walks of life come to build something special. But right now we stand at a crossroads. This year we lose Mayor Whalen, Deputy Mayor Moss, and our city manager, John Caulfield, for City Council. And that's over 40 years of combined experience. And this comes at a time when we face significant challenges in affordable housing, in public safety, and growth. I believe I have the passion and the experience to lead on these issues, and that's why I'm announcing my candidacy for Lakewood City Council Position 3. I am running because I want Lakewood's best days to lie ahead for both my family and for yours. You know, I envision a Lakewood where our children, like my son, don't want to leave. He probably will, but and where seniors like my dad can afford to stay. You know, a place where every chapter of life belongs. Because that's what Lakewood's always been. It's a place where you can come and where you can belong. And so as I think about our future, I think it's probably also to say just a quick word about who I am. In short, I'm just a latchkey kid from Federal Way from a family of 4. And I think 2 of my family is here somewhere. We didn't have much, but we had each other, and that was enough. And at 17, I enrolled as a first-generation college student at Green River Community College, and I didn't stop until I got my doctorate 13 years later. It was a magical experience, one that I probably wouldn't do again. But I found myself in the scenario of teaching in England and working in England, and I felt called home. So I came back to the Pacific Northwest. I started teaching at UW. I worked toward being CEO of Terry Wise & Associates. Terry, where are you? There you are. Thank you for the opportunity, by the way, because I had 0 experience when I started for Terry. He was a very kind hiring manager.
And he's a slow learner.
I also came back and started a rock band, Whiskey and Rye. But the most important moment for why I'm standing here now is when I joined the Air National Guard. And when I joined the Air National Guard, I befriended Hans Zeiger, former Washington State Senator Hans Zeiger, whom Paul will know very well. You now sit in a seat, yes? We were on a train to Berlin one time, and Hans reached over to me and he said, "I think you should run for office." And I said, "Politicians are crazy. I am not going to run for office." And he said, "Exactly, you'll fit right in." And since that time, I've supported many candidates who have gone on to serve our city. And I've loved and cherished my time on the Lakewood Planning Commission and volunteering with Lakewood Rotary. And I believe it's now my time to step up for Lakewood City Council. And I wouldn't be the candidate I am today without each and every one of you in this room. From LJ, where's LJ? From LJ, I learned how to lead with my heart. From Sean and Kat, I learned how to use my mind. From Greg and Mary Horn, I learned how to give. From Terry, I learned how to never give up. From my son, I learned how to laugh. From Haley, I learned how to love. From my mom, I learned that it's okay to cry. And from my dad, I learned that, by God, you better try. And I've always carried with me this core belief deep inside me that says, no matter what's happening, no matter what you see, it can always be a little bit better. That's how I feel about Lakewood. And I'll give you an example. Crime is down 19% in Lakewood, and yet many of our residents don't feel safe. We can do better. Many of the wealthiest people in Pierce County live right here in Lakewood, and yet last year, 11,855 of our neighbors here in Lakewood visited a food bank. Now, if we assume, like the food banks do, that each of those visitors represents a family of 3, that means that over 35,000 people in Lakewood were food insecure at some point last year. It's not okay. That's more than half of our population here. I believe we can do better. Now, I don't have time to stand here and tell you all the ways in which I believe we can do better. And I don't pretend to have all the answers. For that, you have to ask my son. But I do believe that we can answer those questions together. And I'll tell you one way in which I believe we really can do better. We must revitalize the Colonial Center. not as a place of the past, but as a vibrant cultural heart of our downtown's future. And that's the brand of better that I envision, the brand of better that I believe we can really build together. So here's my promise to you. A vote for me is not a vote for what is or what was. It's a vote for what could be. It's a vote for better. So thank you for showing up tonight, for believing in Lakewood, for believing in better, for believing in me. I'm running as hard as I can for Lakewood City Council, and your support means the absolute world. Thank you.